The Dark Souls franchise took the gaming world by storm and introduced grueling difficulty back into games. Inferno Climber is a younger, much easier version of Dark Souls, and if you are not fussed about incredible graphics and don't want the experience where you will die over and over again, then Inferno Climber might be right up your alley. Developed by Arc System Works and also still in early access, might I add, Inferno Climber still manages to offer quite a lot of content. Most early access games only actually last a few hours, but after 5 or 6 hours of gameplay I'm still finding new things to do and still enjoying the exploration part of the game. At the start of the game, you have the option to choose between 8 types of characters. Do you want to be a young warrior, or perhaps you want to be a royal knight, or maybe even a legendary mage? The very cool thing about the choice you make is that each character has its own background story, which is a feature I actually really appreciated. The gameplay is mostly like Dark Souls, but a fraction dumbed down. There is still the need to be precise for timing blocks or attacking, but Inferno Climber is much more forgiving. That's not saying you won't die, because trust me, you probably will still die because there is still a bit of difficulty here to be had. As you explore the game, you will find chests and pots and boxes that you can break. If you are lucky and you take the time to explore, which I highly recommend, then the game will reward you with better armor and weapons. It is very important to find new gear because each weapon has a durability. The better the weapon, the more durability it has, and the less chance you have of being stuck without anything to attack with. Also scattered throughout the world is a decent amount of unique enemies, and again, just like Dark Souls, each one needs a unique approach to kill it. Some are much easier killed if you just go straight in and hit them over the head, whereas other enemies need more finesse to defeat. If you don't quickly learn their attack patterns, then you will be in trouble. Each enemy you kill, you gain XP from, which will be used to level up at certain areas of the game. Also, at certain parts of the game, you'll have the option to change characters. Changing characters gives us the chance to find new pathways and hidden items. However, if a character has died during their adventure, they cannot be selected again. This feature is very cool and one that should be implemented into more RPGs. It gives us a risk factor and made me be much more careful. While I was playing, I did encounter a few bugs. While they were not game-ending bugs or bugs that made me feel embarrassed, they were worth mentioning. But not a big deal because this game is still in alpha and there will be hundreds of updates and patches in the future. A huge downfall to this game, however, and I don't know if they'll ever get around it, is that it relies on the player using a controller heavily relies. If you do not have a controller that is compatible with your PC, then this game is almost impossible to play properly. This game looks and feels very PlayStation 1 generation. That's not saying this game is ugly at all. It's actually very pretty in its own way, and I personally believe that that's the look that they went for. The soundtrack is very pleasant to listen to, and I not once muted the game, but there's a few sound effects missing, which again I'm sure will be added very soon. Overall, I enjoyed my experience with Inferno Climber. I'm a huge Dark Souls fan, so it's good to have sort of another game out there that replicates it without copying it 100%. It's definitely worth the $19.99 price point and not a cent higher, well, at least not in its current form. But I have faith that the team at Arc System Works will continue to work on the game and make it much more smoother and full. If $19.99 is within your price range, then I fully recommend waiting for it to be fully released.